you are aware of this marijuana solution.
Hi, this is Curtis Elmore from FloridaMarijuana.net, and we're here once again with the Marijuana Solution Vodcast. And today our special guest is Jeremy Gomez, the promoter of Hempfest. So without further introduction, Mr. Gomez, how are you, sir?
Doing good. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. So just as a way of introduction here, what is your background in MMJ? What brought you to this situation?
Well, 37 years ago, I was born on April 20th. So I guess the Lord put me here on 420. No, I'm kidding. Well, I am born on 420, but it's nothing godly like that.
Okay.
I don't know, dude. My primarily, I'm an event planner. And my first daughter was born autistic. Or, I'm sorry, my first daughter wasn't born autistic. My first daughter was pretty normal when she was born, and after, and this is just my opinion, after about 60 plus vaccination, we watched her turn autistic.
Wow.
So I got into, I got into it for my daughter. Oil helps her, RSO helps her, crystalline helps her talk. It helps her, it helps her process things the way normal people process things. But people already by now know that the effects of marijuana and oil and everything on pretty much everything is positive. So obviously there would be positive effects on autism, and a lot of the positive effects are it literally helps them. The spectrum disorder causes them to process a ton of different things at once. Whereas we focus on one thing and process that, they focus on everything and process it. Marijuana helps them pretty much slow down. And I'm not a doctor, so layman's terms, it helps them slow down and process things slower. So, and it helps a lot of them learn how to speak, start putting words together. So that's how I got into it. My wife wanted me to do a Hempfest. We knew that the vote was coming. And
how did she know you'd be good at doing a Hempfest?
How did she know? Sorry, restate the question.
How did she know you would be good at doing a Hempfest and you could do a Hempfest? I mean, what?
I don't know. I'm pretty good at doing events. I've got the world record for largest food truck rally ever. I'm in the Guinness Book. That's my job, is throwing big festivals. So
okay, so it's right up your alley.
Yes, sir. I apologize. Speaking of my autistic daughter, do you mind if we pause for 1 second?
Yeah, no problem at all.
Just 1 second. I can tell that my wife needs help.
Absolutely, go for it. Like I said, family comes first here, man. Seriously.
Yes, it'll be 1 second. They get very loud. They need a couple timeouts to be centered. So
no problem. Go for it.
I'm gonna help her get her down. I apologize. Sorry.
You're good.
And if it pauses again, I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
You're good. And we're back with Jeremy Gomez of Hempfest. So you were just telling me about the food truck rally thing.
Yeah, we were just talking about how I got into the business, and that was it. I've always been a cook. Then I got into music for a long while. And when I got married, and I don't play anything. I was a singer. Oh. I can't play a single thing. Nothing. I'm surprised I can read the music. I just can't play anything. But then again, that's not true. I can play a little bit of bass, and I can play a couple guitar chords when I need to. Mm-hmm. But not on stage while I'm singing. I couldn't do that. Those guys that can sing and play are ridiculously good. But so I got out of that because I didn't really want to raise my daughter in music. And I actually opened up a food truck, and I had that for about 4 years. And then we started doing food truck events so that the food truck could have more things to do. And then the events just turned into, the events make a little more money than running the truck, and you're not working, 7 days a week, all hours of the day. And I kind of wanted to see my family. So I sold the truck and just stuck to the events, and they just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And at some point, I won a Guinness World Record for largest food truck event, and then now everybody expects me to do giant festivals. So my wife finally told me, the vote was coming up, and we had already lost the vote last time by what, 0.01
or something. Yeah,
3%. Fucking ridiculous. For mainly from people sitting on their asses, in my opinion, and saying, "Oh, hold on, it'll be fine. We'll just sit here."
Right. Yeah.
The only bad part of smoking, let me tell you, sometimes we don't move as quick as we would like to. Anyways, for important things we do, but things that we think are in the bag, they're in the bag. Get some Doritos. But anyways, So that being said, we thought that this time we wanted to make sure that everybody got up off the couch, realized that, please remember what happened last time. Let's do something awareness-wise. Let's do a festival, something that reminds them that they need to go vote.
Mm-hmm.
And so she wanted me to do it. She wants medical marijuana to be legal in Florida, which it is, but not for autism. But, it's a means to an end. You got to start somewhere.
Right.
So,
you do know the new Proposition 2 allows the doctor discretion.
yes.
So
Yeah.
that's at least nice.
That is nice, but autism's tricky, man. It's a lot of doctors don't even yet understand autism, so getting them to do what they need to do is harder than you think.
I would imagine.
I mean, we have speech therapists for our daughter that we're literally having to teach what spectrum disorder is as it goes along, and it's, it'll get better, but there's a means to that, so means to an end. So that's why I got into it, and so we did it.
Right. So you held the first one on October 15th last year, is that right?
That sounds correct. Was it October 15th or 16th and 17th? I think it was 16th and 17th.
Was it a 2-day event?
It's a 2-day event. It was the weekend. Yes, sir.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
how did it go?
It went well. The parking situation was messed up because the city really didn't want to give us any variances for anything. I didn't even have a permit to use the field. Well, I obviously the owner of the field was renting me the field, but I didn't have a permit from the city.
Right.
They weren't going to give me a permit. It wasn't going to happen. I knew this. There was no point in being on the radar, and I'd rather them show up and me be in trouble after the fact, but too late. It's going on. Then no, you're not doing it, and we're not going to anyway let it happen. So,
right.
Paid for the field, got insurance, did everything else we needed, except first off, in my opinion, me not getting a city permit to do an event in the county on private property.
Yeah, not a big violation there.
Yeah, not only that, the owner of the property is a lawyer, and even they were furious about the city making any sort of money off their private property other than, the taxes they pay, and which, that's pretty much what they wanted. They wanted, it's business. Go right ahead.
Sorry.
No, please, man. Been waiting on me all day.
I'll get that later.
So we did the event, man. I mean, there was probably 20, 25, 30,000 people there over the weekend. We thought there'd be more, but because we didn't have any parking, that's a problem.
Hold on one second.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Don't worry.
They're calling back.
You're gonna have to edit out a second this or blurt some. I'm doing this from Colorado.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, I'm in Colorado right now. Perfectly legal to do this. Look, I've got a sweater on and everything. I'm in, where's it legal in Colorado? Everywhere? I'm in Denver. For everything. We were talking about the permit. We were talking about not having the permit and doing the event. Anyway, so, we didn't have parking, so the attendance kind of suffered a little from that, even though people were walking from miles away to come. But still, obviously, if you have parking right there, more people are going to be there. That's just, But the police stayed out front. They didn't come inside. They were cool to everybody. There wasn't a single arrest or hassle or freaking talking to the entire. There might have been a talking to about people parking like jackasses some places.
Right.
But every police I talked to was like, I don't need to go inside. It's a festival full of potheads. There's not going to be any fights or anything dumb. They're going to chill. It's going to be awesome. They know what they're talking about. The police don't want to be involved in this either anymore.
Man, that's great. I fully agree with you on that aspect, and I think it's great that they took that approach.
They were cool. I tell you, at some point it was a little after 420, and being born on 420, you don't miss 420. And I remember literally 30 minutes after 420 celebration that we did there, I'm hanging in the window of a cop car talking to him with a hat full of pot leaves all over my head. Not real ones, but synthetic ones. I thought to myself after the fact, if I would have done that last year or 2 years ago, man, I would have been being searched. I probably would have been in the back of a cop car. Not even if I wouldn't have had anything, they would have just, you're intoxicated. But
exactly,
it was cool. It was cool. Everybody was cool. So the next time we do it, it'll be better. It'll obviously be bigger. We were lucky enough that Doc MJ sponsored us. So they were, say what you want about Doc MJ. People have their pros and cons about him, whatever. If it wasn't, I like him, but they give me a lot of money to do festivals. So, if it wasn't for those guys, this festival wouldn't have turned out the way it was because I was doing it strictly out of my own pocket. And if you can imagine putting on a weed festival in a place where weed is, or even if it's Hempfest, we know we're not stupid. Everybody knows what it's about. There's going to be weed there, medical or not. You know what it's about. But if you can imagine all the red tape involved in just doing that, it was becoming very, very, very expensive. Without those guys, it probably wouldn't have happened at all. It might have happened, but I don't think it would have been as much fun for everybody. So,
And
but it was a blast.
30,000 is quite a bit. I mean, you must.
Yeah, I'm used to doing that in like one day. I'm not trying to boast or anything like that, but
No.
I thought it would be, again, parking. Event promoters, parking. It had a ton to do with the parking, but I'm just glad I'm glad that it was that many people. I remember going to the last Hempfest in Tampa 25 years ago, and there might have been 500 people there. I mean, but the goal then again was that the goal was to put on a huge festival that everybody could go to, and it was just like going to any other festival. If you'd never seen the culture before, you would have gone to this festival and been like, oh, yeah, it was just like everything else. We're cool. Okay, it's normal. So that was the goal. That was the goal. It was about medical marijuana, getting the word out, the votes out. We had plenty of speakers from every aspect. We had doctors there. We had every part of the industry there that we could get there on the medical aspect of it. And it, but also it was about people that weren't into the culture just being able to realize that it was a normal thing and we weren't freaks running around,
Destigmatize the whole.
Yeah.
So, did you record pieces of it? Did you make videos and such?
Funny thing about having a big hemp fest.
Not a lot of people want to be on camera.
No, not at all. Because actually, Doc MJ has some great drone shots of it from overhead that are beautiful. And tons of pictures. Channel 13 was Fox was there, which is Channel 13 down here. Anyways, Fox was there. CBS was there. I forget who else was there. We even had protesters. It was great. We had religious protesters, which is crazy because I'm Catholic. I'm a Catholic Republican throwing a hemp fest. So I thought that was hysterical. And also my first protesters said, I think I made it. Mom, I made it. I got protesters. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
But funny thing is I don't have a lot of employees. It's me and my wife, maybe one or two help total. So in between the running around and the other hemp-oriented, weed-oriented activities, I guess I forgot to take videos and pictures. It was a fun weekend. It was a very fun weekend. Let me put it that way.
Did you meet any interesting people you want to tell us about?
I always get his name wrong. God bless him. Mr. Rosenthal or Lowenthal. One of the original 13 people that were prescribed medical marijuana by the government.
Okay.
And it's Irving. That's why I don't remember his last name because I call him Irving. He's cool as hell. He was there with his giant can of government prescribed joints. And it was the coolest thing I had ever seen in person because I remember 20 years ago when it happened, reading High Times magazine and seeing pictures of the first can. And, he was a young man. and he's sitting next to me chilling. And I'm just like, dude, this is cool. Things have changed. So, but, I met a ton of speakers from all over the industry, man. I mean, it was cool, but that was my favorite part of it, just from being, something I remember from my childhood.
Right.
Yeah, I never thought I'd meet that guy.
Yeah.
And he's still getting prescribed cans, and he signs them and auctions them off and helps people out. And he was cool, man.
That's awesome.
First thing he did was get on stage, light a joint, and just start talking. It was the damnedest thing I'd ever seen at Tampa. Wow. I was like, everybody there is doing their thing, but he's like, spotlight. There's no blending in. He's right there, and it was cool.
Not hiding at all.
That was awesome. And he cool as hell guy too, man. So, but it was just other than that, I think my favorite thing was just so many in the culture, and just being there together, enjoying, smoking, doing their thing. And like I said, the police were completely cool about it. And obviously, who said that probably the most dangerous thing about, marijuana is getting caught with it,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. But there wasn't anybody getting caught with it because there was nobody trying to catch them.
They didn't even stake out DUIs or anything, huh?
Nothing. They took all the danger out of the stigma of weed. So it was a beautiful, perfect weekend for everybody.
Man, that really makes it
Weather was awesome. It was. Weather was awesome. The food trucks that came were awesome. We had some. It was cool. Munchies were taken care of.
Did you meet any special patients that you want to relate? Anybody that was just having a life-changing experience by being there?
Actually, my wife's mom has stage 4 cancer, and she hasn't been able to get anything. She wasn't able to talk to any doctors before, and this is the first time that she's been able to talk to doctors. And finally got her to drive all the way out from Ocala, and she met with Doc MJ, and they sat her down. They didn't charge her for anything. They aren't charging her for anything. They're letting her do everything for free, and they're hooking her up with the right doctors and stuff, and and some caregivers now. And soon she'll be on, soon she'll be taking or whatever form of RSO they have, which I forget, is it Charlotte's Web probably or something like that. But
now what's RSO stand for again?
Rick Simpson's oil.
Okay.
Just a different. Again, if we were talking to my wife, she could break down technically every cell in everything we're talking about. But Rick Simpson's oil is it's oil that's just made different, derived different, longer, and it's basically the oil that they use that is used to cure tumors and cancer. And I mean, it's good for everything. You can rub it on your skin, and it's going to cure stuff. I've actually put it on a spider bite before. My first time I ever got bit by a spider, I put it on that, and I don't have any chunks missing from my arm. So,
which is nice.
Yeah, it wasn't a nice spider, so I'm glad I don't have any. But it's if you don't know what Rick Simpson's oil is or RSO oil, you should probably go check it out. It's amazing stuff. And
do you know where people
if you can get some
stuff?
Well, they have it in California, and they have it in Colorado, and they have it in places where it's legal. But I believe the dispensaries in Florida are going to have a really low dose version of it. I'm not 100% sure, but
what do you see coming on the horizon here with the new Amendment 2 going through?
I see a lot of stalling and a lot of hearings and a lot of drawn outness.
Political wrangling, are you talking about lobbying?
Yeah, but then again, I've been alive for 37 years, and this is the closest it's ever been. So, I just see a future. That's what I see out of it all. I know it's not going to be easy, but nothing worth doing ever is easy. I mean, I guess sometimes it is, but most of the time, anything worth doing is rough, man. You got to put your everything into it, and that's what people are doing. Slowly, it's happening. This is the way it was happening in California. This is the way it's happened in other places. But honestly, I bet in 2 or 3 years it'll probably be legal here, like legal.
Recreationally.
As soon as the fat cats realize there's as much money to be made in it as there is their pills and their bullshit and their McDonald's and other garbage.
Right. As soon as they get their contracts in place, the doors will open up.
Exactly. As soon as their shit can compete with everybody else's shit, it'll be legal. I guarantee you.
Right. All right, we're going to take a quick break here just for 1 second to get a word from a sponsor here.
You are aware of the marijuana solution.
And we're back with Jeremy Gomez, promoter of Hempfest. So, hey, do you have another one of these planned?
I am actually in the works of doing another one right now. That we were shooting for a January or February one. We actually talked to Flo Rida at one time. They contacted us, which was pretty cool. Then they promptly asked us for around $135K to come. so, I'd like to do something big like that. We want to do one in Miami. I'd love to have Flo Rida there. I'd love him to donate some more of his time that make. That becomes a little hard to throw the rest of a festival when you're already over, after stage setup and after writers and stuff like that, you're already probably well over 200,000 for one performer. Yeah. So, also talking to our friends in Seven Dust, which are a lot more affordable. I grew up with one of their younger brothers, so they were a lot more reachable. So we're trying to get some, I don't want to say better entertainment because we had awesome bands out and they pour their heart into it. More commercial entertainment. A couple bigger names to put more value behind it for some of the people that aren't into the culture to come and try to draw them into the culture, let them figure out some stuff, even if we have to coax them there. So we're working on it. It'll be sooner than later.
You don't have a date yet?
No, I have a couple other festivals this year in a couple different states. I wanted to try to do my original goal was to have one on my birthday, which I told you is 4/20, April 20th.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's on a Thursday this year. So I was like, cool. Okay, it's a Thursday. F it. We'll do a 4-day festival. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, pause. It turns out that
reality check.
it turns out that Sunday is Easter.
Oh.
Look, I'm Catholic. I'm not the staunchest Catholic. Me and God have this, we have this thing. I'm not going to go to church every weekend. I'll pay for it later. Okay, but I'm not going to put the religious people against the weed people.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna start a fight where there shouldn't be a damn fight. You know what I mean?
You're going through. I'm Catholic too. It just seems a little too coincidental of an overlap for you to take advantage of that.
Sucks, man. I wanted to do a 4-day just blowout that's just gonna make me lose sleep and drive me crazy planning and doing it. But
Right. I guess you could stop it on Saturday night and have everybody just go to repent the next day. Huh?
That was another thing. I'll be like, I don't know. It just seemed like, man, don't fight that. And plus, people travel on Easter. People do travel on Easter. I don't, but
yeah, and there's Good Fridays mixed in there too. So
yeah,
you're right. That would spark a fight.
So I don't know, and I don't want to do it when it's blazing hot outside. I've done that. People love that. So, but it's happening sooner than later. I'm actually having conversations with some of our other sponsors from the last one, like Doc MJ and their CEO this week. So it'll be soon. It'll be sooner than later. It'll be as soon as they can forcibly make me do one as early as I can.
Do you have a location?
Well, Doc MJ says they are good with many people in Miami that will provide us with a location, and they've always kept their word with me. Like again, some people can say what they want, but those people have always kept their word and been like the fastest business people and the fastest about doing everything. And I couldn't say enough about how efficient they are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know some people are waiting on the phone 956 waiting minutes, but that happens when you're getting 9,000 new patients a week. But those guys to me are just like, they do what they say. So if they say that, location in Miami will be good, I'm hoping it's good, and I know it'll be good. So at one point there was talk about doing it where the Ultra Music Fest was.
Mm-hmm.
So again, they have a little more money than me, and money talks when you're talking about anywhere. So I'm sure they can make it happen if they want to, because they want to make it happen with us. It's good for them. It's good for their business, and it's good for us. So
right,
and it's good for everybody involved. So
absolutely.
between a couple of our sponsors and Doc MJ and our team at Generation Entertainment, Generation Food Truck, I mean, it'll be soon. I'm hoping to do one within 6 or 7 months.
Man.
And again, hopefully before it gets too hot. So hopefully sooner than later. I want to lock down. Last time was good, but I'm always for bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I just want I want the right thing to happen. I want it to be perfect first, but soon. Sorry, I don't have a more concrete answer to that. But
no, I'm just trying to throw it out there so people can keep up. Do you have a website?
Don't use our website. Nobody uses our website. Just find us on Facebook. It's / Generation Food Truck.
Okay.
Or type in Generation Food Truck and search, or Generation Entertainment and search. It'll all come up to the same place.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Same thing on Twitter. I think it's / Gen Food Truck. Same thing on Instagram. All that stuff. You just type in Generation Food Truck or Generation Entertainment. It'll come. Just type it into Google. It'll be the first ones that come up. So, sound how technical I am? Great.
Just Google it. Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear from us all the time. We're so repetitive and we promote too much.
Most people don't pay attention to much. So a 6-month hiatus is a significant layoff, and all of a sudden people can get a calendar notice now, maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, well, if they log in, if they friend us, man, they're just gonna get flooded with stuff for our chocolate festival coming up, which is in the end of January.
You have a chocolate festival?
I do, man. It's awesome.
Is it in Florida here?
It's in Tampa. Yeah. We're actually doing it with Gaither High School this year with the school board. The kids at the band program at Gaither High School, which wasn't my high school. It was actually my rival high school. They're trying to go to Carnegie Hall in New York. And so I do charity things, and I'm not a saint. I make a lot of money at this event, but all the parking and all the drink sales and everything go to them. And between that, the kids will get to go to Carnegie Hall. I guarantee it. So, and people love chocolate, and our chocolate festival is freaking awesome because it's chocolate.
Uh-huh.
No, I'll be honest. Our chocolate festival isn't like a normal chocolate festival because I come out of the food truck world. So what our chocolate festival is, we get all our food trucks. It doesn't matter which one it is. It doesn't matter if it's Asian, barbecue, Mexican, whatever. They have to cook with chocolate in their food.
Uh-huh.
So it's not like the whole festival is just like sweets, sweets, sweets. I mean, there's chocolate ribs, there's chocolate, chicken, there's chocolate tacos. There's chocolate everything.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. Chocolate popcorn, everything. So
Man,
it's good times.
it sounds awesome. I've got a
Yeah,
friend. I got a friend out in Portland who is a chocolatier, and he has learned how to infuse his chocolates. And he also published a little menu called the Ganja Gourmet on Amazon.
Very
And,
nice.
I wish I could get him to your festival. I know he knows how to infuse chocolate into anything, and also anything
tell him
into
it-
chocolate.
You tell him as soon as it's legal for us to do that down here, then he's got a spot at the event, man. That'll be and that's another thing. I cannot wait till so it can be legal. You guys, if you think Hempfest is fun, wait till it's legal down here and I can do events that are like, I hit a button. Is it still working?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so technical. Anyways, wait till I can do hybrid events that are weed and our other, man. It's going to be fun.
Man, it sounds
We're gonna
great.
I'm gonna do some fun events soon, man. We already do fun events, but when I can fuse them both together, it's gonna be a blast. There's gonna be some killer food events. Let me tell you, it's gonna be awesome.
Man, it sounds awesome. Was there anything else you want to mention or talk about here while I got you?
You know what? No, I'm not really on. Not really. I was visiting a friend earlier that's battling cancer right now, and I was having a nice conversation about the doctor with RSO today, and so I'm not on my A game today, man. I'm not thinking straight. I'm kind of thinking about him, and I'm wishing that he was in a state that it was easier for him to get some RSO. But so just everybody out there that's listening, just keep doing what you're doing, and don't worry so much about all the stalling and all that BS. Because I mean, it's been years and years and years, and it's right there. So if we keep doing what we're doing, peacefully and in the right way, without bitching and moaning too much about it, it's going to come around in our favor.
We're
So just
certainly on the cusp of a revolution here. So
doing good, man. I couldn't be prouder of Florida when it comes to this issue, man. Actually did something about it, and which is awesome, man. Because there's a lot of people, man. I've met a lot of people just from the Hempfest alone that it could do a lot of good for a lot of people. And that's just that we bitch and we moan about how long it's taking, but it's almost there. So it's that close. So.
that's very
If
nice.
I can help anymore, if more Hempfest help, if they help bring any more awareness, then if they help other people that think it's like the devil's lettuce, if it helps other people like realize that it's just, oh cool, Jesus, these guys are awesome. I'll keep doing as much as I can. So,
Man, well, we really appreciate your efforts in this, and I'd love to get more involved in it. Actually, I spent 15 years as a criminal defense attorney. Wrote a book.
my father too.
Is that right?
He's a judge. My father's a retired judge now.
Is that
So
right?
yeah, yes sir.
Yeah, so I've seen it from that perspective, and I can see the damage that it does on a regular basis to just regular people. That is the law
Yeah.
enforcement. And,
Oh, yeah.
so I wrote a little book about it, and the law enforcement side, and I could always pass it out at the Hempfest there.
That would be awesome, actually. Brother, let me tell you, if you're watching this and you want to come to Hempfest, I'll tell you what, please find us on Google. Our email address is generationfoodtruck@gmail.com. If you want to be part of future Hempfest, just send us an email, man. If you've got information that we can get out to the masses, that's cool. I'm not a stickler I want everybody with every amount of information to be there and to get it out to people. So there's not like some huge, giant, massive application process. We're really down to earth. We just, we talk it out on the phone, and that's it, man. You don't have to sign your life away to me or anything like that. If you've got something to say that's legal,
Yeah.
that isn't going to get us all kicked out of the place,
Right.
unless that's cool. But just get with us, man. I'd love to help. Love to help.
Man, that sounds great. Well, thank you for pointing that out for everybody, and like I said, for putting this on, giving everybody a chance to meet other like-minded folk. And I think with your effort and other people like yours efforts, we're going to get there real soon. So
I appreciate it. I'd like to thank my wife because, without her, I probably wouldn't have got into the political arena of one of my favorite things,
mm-hmm.
Out in the open, which obviously reflects on my business. So, and you know how some people feel about that stuff, but fuck them.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, I appreciate the thanks, but everybody should, I appreciate my wife, and everybody should honestly thank her because it was her idea and she's the one that pushed me to do it. Without her, I wouldn't have done it. Without her, I wouldn't be in the business in the first place. So, it was her. It was more her than me.
Tell her I said thanks too.
I just do the grunt leg work, man. She comes up with all the cool ideas.
Cool. All right, sir. Well, it's been great talking to you, and
I appreciate it.
We'll go ahead and say goodbye.
Thank you, brother.
You are aware of this marijuana solution.